September 2025. The world wakes up to an ordinary morning, unaware that history is about to be rewritten from the heart of Africa. As millions scroll through cat videos and viral memes, a single headline flashes across screens. Ethiopia has just signed a $30 billion deal that will change the continent forever. The news? Ethiopia and Russia's Rosatom are joining forces to build not one but two colossal nuclear power plants, an unprecedented leap for Africa. This isn't just another infrastructure project. It's a bold declaration that Ethiopia is ready to shape its own destiny, and the world is watching. For decades, nuclear energy was a closely guarded privilege, dominated by the US, Russia, France, and China. African nations were left on the sidelines, their ambitions dismissed. But now, Ethiopia's move flips the script, signaling a seismic shift in global power dynamics. Suddenly, an African nation is not just participating, but leading one of the continent's most ambitious technological projects ever attempted. The West reacts with concern, publicly raising questions about safety and transparency, but privately worried about losing their grip on influence in Africa. Ethiopia didn't wait for approval or validation from old powers. It acted decisively, on its own terms. By choosing its own partner and breaking ground, Ethiopia is building more than just reactors. It's laying the foundation for a new era. This is more than power plants. It's a new identity, a symbol of hope and ambition for generations to come. The old rules don't apply anymore. The barriers that once held Africa back are being dismantled, one bold move at a time. Africa isn't waiting for permission. It's stepping forward, confident and unafraid, ready to claim its place on the world stage. The world is officially on notice. Ethiopia's $30 billion announcement is just the beginning, and the future of Africa has never looked brighter. So, what's in this $30 billion package? Let's break it down. 2 nuclear power plants, each with 2,400 megawatts, more than many African countries produce in total. These plants will significantly boost Ethiopia's energy capacity. These are state-of-the-art Rosatom reactors, set to power Ethiopia by 2032-2034. This means reliable and sustainable energy for millions of people. But it's not just about electricity. The deal includes nuclear research reactors for medicine, agriculture, and science. These reactors will help advance Ethiopia's capabilities in various scientific fields. Ethiopia gets training programs for scientists and engineers, building local expertise, not just buying hardware. This will create a skilled workforce ready to tackle future challenges. This is a national transformation plan, new industries, scientific breakthroughs, and a leap into the global tech race. Ethiopia is positioning itself as a leader in innovation. The deal also covers an oil refinery, gas facilities, and an airport. Ethiopia is thinking big and long-term. These infrastructures will support economic growth and development. Unlike old foreign investments, this is about building capacity, not just extracting profit. Ethiopia aims to create a sustainable and self-reliant economy. Ethiopia wants to be a creator, not just a consumer of advanced technology. This shift will drive innovation and technological advancements. It's a mindset shift, from resource exporter to innovation hub. Ethiopia is embracing a future where it leads in technology and innovation. This is how you build a self-sufficient, tech-savvy nation. Ethiopia is on the path to becoming a powerhouse of innovation and development. Ethiopia's deal with Russia set off alarms in Washington and Paris. Officially, the West talks about nuclear safety and non-proliferation, but the real issue is geopolitics. Who controls the technology and who sets the rules? For years, Western powers acted as nuclear gatekeepers, using approvals to maintain influence. Ethiopia bypassed that system, choosing a partner with fewer strings attached. Russia and China are stepping in where the West once dominated. The West fears losing strategic ground in Africa. The real worry? Ethiopia might succeed and inspire others. A tech-savvy, energy-independent Ethiopia aligned with Russia changes the balance of power. The old world order is under threat. To understand why Ethiopia's move is so significant, let's first look at the relationship between France and Niger, a story that reveals the deeper dynamics of global resource politics. For decades, France fueled its powerful nuclear industry with uranium mined from Niger. This arrangement brought cheap, reliable energy to millions of French homes and businesses, powering a modern economy. But for Niger, the deal was far less beneficial. Despite being one of the world's top uranium exporters, Niger saw little of the wealth generated from its own soil. While France prospered, only about 10% of Niger's population had access to electricity, leaving most families in the dark. This is the old colonial model in action. Africa supplies the raw materials, while the West reaps the profits and technological advances. The continent's resources leave its shores, but the benefits rarely return. In 2023, after years of frustration, Niger's new leaders made a bold move. They cut ties with France, demanding a fairer share and exposing the deep-rooted unfairness of the old system to the world. Niger's experience is not unique. Across Africa, countries rich in minerals and energy resources remain poor in development, fueling a sense of injustice and a desire for change. Ethiopia's nuclear ambitions are a direct response to this legacy. By building its own nuclear industry, Ethiopia is choosing a different path, one that rejects the old model of dependency. Instead of simply exporting raw materials, Ethiopia aims to develop the skills, knowledge, and industries needed to process and use its resources at home, creating jobs and expertise for its own people. It's the difference between selling unprocessed coffee beans and serving a crafted macchiato in a local cafe. One keeps you dependent, the other builds real value. This is what economic sovereignty looks like in action, a nation taking control of its own destiny, shaping its future on its own terms. Africa is ready to move beyond being just a quarry for the world. The next chapter is about building, innovating, and finally reaping the rewards of its own resources. Ethiopia's nuclear ambition didn't appear overnight. The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, GERD, proved the country could build big, mostly on its own. GERD became a symbol of national pride and self-reliance, generating over 6,400 megawatts of clean power. But hydropower is vulnerable to drought and climate change. Nuclear energy offers a stable 24/7 backbone for Ethiopia's grid, rain or shine. It's a strategic move. Diversify energy, support industry, and power 126 million people reliably. The dam was step 1, nuclear is step 2, future-proofing Ethiopia's energy. Ethiopia isn't abandoning hydropower. It's building a balanced, resilient system. This is long-term thinking for a changing climate. The goal? Keep the lights on for generations. Ethiopia's move is part of a bigger trend, Africa's nuclear renaissance. For years, South Africa was the only African nation with nuclear power. Now, countries like Nigeria, Kenya, Ghana, Uganda, Egypt, and even Niger are pursuing nuclear programs, mostly with Russian help. This isn't random, it's a coordinated shift. Africa's economies and populations are growing fast, and old energy sources can't keep up. Nuclear power offers clean, reliable energy for industrialization. It's also about independence, mastering advanced tech, not just taking aid with strings attached. African nations are declaring their right to choose their own energy future. This is a move away from colonial dynamics. Africa as a maker, not just a taker, the continent is rewriting the rules. Here's the big question. Is Ethiopia gaining true independence or trading one dependency for another? Supporters say this is self-determination, building economic and technological power, not just waving a flag. Mastering nuclear energy means moving up the value chain and training a new generation of experts. Russia, they argue, is building capacity, not just extracting resources. Critics warn of a new dependency. Ethiopia could rely on Russia for fuel, expertise, and waste management for decades. What if relations sour? Could Russia use fuel as leverage? Nuclear deals last a century. This is a long-term commitment. The risk swapping old shackles for new ones. Is Ethiopia charting a bold new course or entering a new geopolitical trap? The answer will shape Africa's future.